Alright, so a situation just happened the other day and it made me realize why it's so much easier to accumulate wealth in America. So, as you know already, I'm building a house in Jamaica. And since I'm coming close to the completion, I was trying to figure out what products are out there that I could leverage so I could acquire more assets as this one begins to generate cash flow. So I went to CIBC because I went online and I saw that they have a HELOC. I arrived at CIBC 5 minutes before they close. And I thought it was just gonna be a quick situation where I go in, I get some information, and I come out. But I asked the lady at the front desk about the home equity line of credit, and it didn't seem like she really knew that the product even existed. And then after a little while, they brought me into the back room. And based on her body language, I kind of had an idea that she didn't really know what I was talking about. So I looked up the information online so that I could present it to the individual so they can assist me much more efficiently. So when she brought me into the room, I just showed her the ad on my phone and it said that they had a home equity line of credit. And then she started to explain to me that the home equity line of credit that they have in Jamaica operates like an overdraft account. And when she was saying that at first, I did not understand what she was saying. And I asked her to explain it at first, but then she continued the conversation without really explaining it. And then as I started to explain exactly what I was looking to do with the product that I was inquiring about, was when she began to explain to me that I wouldn't be able to do that with this type of product. And what she was trying to explain to me when she said it operates like an overdraft account is that as I use the funds, I will only have 30 days to pay it back. It doesn't operate like a home equity line of credit in America where you pay back interest based off of the outstanding balance. So with their product, they only loan 65% of the fair market value. So if the property was worth $1 million, and that's significantly off, but I'm going to use this figure to make it simple for you. So if I was to get 65% of $1 million, that would be 650,000. They would loan that to me as a line of credit. But if I were to use that $650,000 at any given time, I would only have 30 days to pay those $650,000. And it's a revolving account. So as I pay it, I would have the ability to use it again. But in America, using those same figures, if I had a home equity line of credit with $650,000, then I could use $50,000 and I would only be paying interest on those $50,000. And once I paid off those $50,000, I'd have access to that $50,000 again. Or I could use up to the entire value of the home equity line of credit, which would be the $650,000. And that time I would be paying interest on the entire loan balance. But as I pay it down, the interest would be calculated based off of the outstanding balance. And as I pay it down, it would continue to decrease. And aside from that, according to her, Jamaica does not do asset-based lending, and that is a huge differentiator because due to the fact that my grandfather is over the retirement age, he wouldn't even have the ability to refinance the home or get a home equity line of credit. The property would have to be transferred into someone else's name in order for that to be accomplished. And that individual would have to be below the retirement age, and they would also have to prove that they have a steady income, even though they will be placing a lien on the property and it will be held as collateral for the debt. This puts the rest of the world at a huge disadvantage because the number one largest asset for most individuals is their home, and not having the ability to access the equity in your home at any given moment can be very detrimental to your success because you won't have the ability to take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves if you don't have access to the capital. But in America, certain financial institutions have asset-based lending products where they'll look at the asset and assess whether or not the asset will be able to service the debt, And if it is, they will lend you based on the simple fact that the asset is able to service the debt. And if you default, they will acquire that asset. And the reason why this makes it a lot more easier to accumulate wealth in America is because it's a debt wealth society. So that means the fastest way to accumulate wealth is to go into debt. And when you have the ability to leverage your assets so that you can obtain more capital, it puts you in a position where you're able to acquire more assets with less liability. But that's not it. As a whole, it's a lot easier to obtain funding in America than it is in Jamaica. And on top of that, the amount of capital that you're getting access to when you're getting funded in America is significantly larger than the amount that you would get access to if you're getting funding in Jamaica. After that conversation at the bank, I had to do a bit more research because I was completely unaware that Jamaica didn't do asset-based lending. So I asked ChatGPT, what countries do asset-based lending? And there was quite a few countries that do asset-based lending, but based on different factors. So a lot of them were doing for imports and exports and other different business aspects, but not too many countries do asset-based lending when it comes to real estate. And that is a huge differentiating factor. And it explains why most millionaires in America create their wealth through real estate, because we have an unfair advantage. To be honest, this situation was a huge eye-opener for me, but Jamaica does have home equity loans. So it's basically like refinancing your home, and you'll take out a new mortgage and then you'd have monthly mortgage payments on your property. But that's not what I was looking for, because it's not that I necessarily needed the funds, but I wanted to be able to have access to the funds just in case I saw an opportunity that I wanted to take advantage of. That's why I was looking to open up a home equity line of credit, because it's completely different from a home equity loan. When you take out a home equity loan, you have to start making payments from day one, because you're taking out a loan on the property, and now the property is being used as collateral so that if you do default on that loan, they can take that property from you. And with the home equity loan, since my grandfather is above the retirement age, he wouldn't be able to take advantage of that either. But I'm pretty sure there's a way that things can get sorted out, because you're done knowing money run things, you see me? And it's about that time. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified every time I make a new post. Until next time.